children rush to the hospital. The carbon monoxide scare for a kindergarten class and the source of the problem. Tired of all this bitter cold? You're probably not alone. I'll show you how warm temperatures will get as we get a respite just in time for the start of spring.
An earthquake hits LA right in the middle of the newscast.
Whoa, earthquake. Big earthquake right now.
And it's one of the largest quakes to hit in 20 years.
And this is some sweet research. Boston doctors launch a huge study to find out if chocolate is good for your heart.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 5 starts right now.
Breaking news tonight in Roxbury, a three-car crash injures 4 people, including a woman and a child who were walking on the sidewalk. Sky Eye is over the scene. This is near Tremont and Prentice Streets. So a total of 4 people were hurt here. A police sergeant on the scene tells us that a grandmother there has injuries which are serious, but it looks as though the child is okay. So we're working to get more information on these victims. Stay with WBZ throughout this newscast, and we'll bring you any new information just as soon as we get it in. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for being with us. I'm Paula Evans.
And I'm Bobby Sisk, in for Jonathan. Also tonight, dozens evacuated after a carbon monoxide scare. Most of them were young children. Emergency crews rushed to the building in Douglas just after 11 o'clock this morning. This building is home to town government and the police and fire departments, as well as a kindergarten. Paramedics rushed a total of 18 people to the hospital. Everyone else was taken to East Douglas Elementary School. That's on Gleason Court, about a half a mile away. School workers set up a triage center there, checking everyone out. Paul Burton is live in Douglas tonight with the latest on this. Paul.
And Bobby, some kids and staff were taken away to the hospital on stretchers because they had high levels of carbon monoxide in their blood. They complained of nauseous and having headaches. Now, the good news is that most of those kids have already been treated and released, but it was a very frightening ordeal earlier today.
A carbon monoxide leak at this early childhood center in Douglas had parents running to check on their kids.
You're still freaking out. I'm shaking.
I was at my school and there was a funky smell, and then I had to go to this school.
Douglas fire officials say 77 people had to evacuate Douglas Town Hall, where kindergarten classes are held on the 2nd floor, after carbon monoxide started making kids and staff sick.
My kids are fine. He had a 3, she had a 0, and now he's at a 0. So, and he's feeling great. He's had lunch, and they're excited to go home.
Officials say an oil boiler malfunction caused the problem. In all, 18 people, including 16 kindergartens and 2 staff, had to be taken to the hospital.
We had a couple that had some nausea, some headaches.
When I went in to pick her up, they said that they had to talk to me and that she was in the ambulance.
All remaining students were brought to the elementary school for evaluation. Dozens of ambulances from surrounding towns were also called to assist.
We started to medically evaluate students. Some had elevated levels of carbon monoxide in their blood. It wasn't a long-term exposure, but again, carbon monoxide is a silent killer.
Well, obviously we were very concerned. That's why the students were moved immediately. In fact, we moved them outside of the building while we waited for the buses to arrive, just so, in an abundance of caution, so they wouldn't continue to breathe whatever was in the air there. The students handled it very, very well.
Now, the good news is that the problem has been fixed. Town Hall is back up and running. Officials say they will monitor this building very carefully throughout the night to make sure it remains safe. But as for now, the Early Childhood Program School, that will be up and running tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Douglas, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News. Bobby, back to you.
All right, Paul, thank you. Carbon monoxide is an odorless, colorless gas. Signs and symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning include dull headache, weakness, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, shortness of breath, confusion, or blurred vision. The fumes can be deadly before anyone realizes there is even a problem.
This just into the WBZ newsroom. Boston police are investigating a new report of a sexual assault in the North End. Now, in this case, the victim told officers she was assaulted last night while entering her apartment building in the area of Salem and Hull Streets. That's about a block away from a similar attack last month. As in that case, the victim told police her attacker forced his way inside, assaulted her, and then ran. So today marks the start of spring sports season for a lot of high school athletes, but you wouldn't know it if you had to step outside.
No, temperatures are below freezing, muddy fields everywhere you look. Not that much fun to practice on. Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher is here with the AccuWeather forecast this evening. And Eric, it's going to be a while before warmer weather sets in and stays with us. We get little hints of it every now and then.
Little breaks here and there, but sustained warmth doesn't seem to be anywhere really in sight. And I remember playing baseball growing up in middle school and high school. It was just the worst this time of year. The mud, and you connect with the ball when it's about 27 degrees outside. Not a good feeling. It's 25 in Plymouth this evening. Worcester actually one of the warmer spots at 30 degrees. Everyone way below average on the St. Patrick's Day. And we have plenty of friends across the Northeast and down to the Mid-Atlantic. Everyone looking at temps 15 to 25 degrees below the norm for this state. Been tracking an ocean storm. It's been off to our south as promised, just missing the area. A little bit of flurry activity out toward Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard today. Very few flakes reaching the ground. We'll see skies generally clear out tonight. Some of those clouds will hold around the Cape and the islands, but for many, you'll see the starlight, single digits in the suburbs, and staying in the teens in the city of Boston itself. Cold, yes, record-breaking. It looks like we won't be close there. The record is 5 in Boston. We should not be anywhere near that tonight. And in Worcester, it's 0. Not near that either. Now, we are going to recover a little bit this week. Details on that in a few minutes. Paula?
Eric, we hope so. We'll see you in a few. Thanks so much. So all those temperatures in the teens leave you snow-covered tracks and frozen turf. Getting in shape for spring sports to get underway isn't easy in these weather conditions. Jim Smith is live in Westwood, where student-athletes are really facing some challenges, Jim.
That's for sure, Paula. You know, it may sound crazy given the frigid conditions that we've all been experiencing, but today is indeed the first official day of spring sports for local high school athletes. But there's one catch. Take a look here behind me. For the softball and baseball teams, their real fields haven't even thawed out just yet, so they have to improvise.
You know, that's just soup.
That's going to take a while.
That's going to take a while, yeah.
It's the first day of spring sports here at Westwood High, and athletic director Matt Gillis has a problem. The baseball field is a mess.
A warning track looks a little soggy here.
Yeah, just, you know, even where we're walking on now, you know, we got to get rid of the mud.
It's all thanks to a very rough winter.
The hot pot this year has just been so cold for so long that, you know, we're behind in getting the thaw.
And it's not just one sport. Baseball and girls softball players will be forced to improvise, sharing a turf field with the lacrosse team.
It's definitely a bummer not being able to play on the softball fields, having to wait, but I mean, having this facility is definitely an advantage to ours.
Early season games might have to be rescheduled for many schools. Until it warms up, athletes and coaches will have to roll with the punches.
I'd say the biggest challenge is coordinating with the other teams. We've got baseball, boys and girls lacrosse, softball, and just a bunch of other kids around, so we're all trying to coordinate for field space.
It's all about field space back here live at Westwood High. You're taking a look right now at the lacrosse team. They are on the field that they normally are on, but take a look a little bit further over and we have, surprise, the softball team. When it comes to spring sports, especially during these early days, especially with this weather that we've been having lately, you gotta do what you gotta do. Live in Westwood, Jim Smith, WBZ News. Bobby, back to you.
Jim, thank you. At least they have some sunshine. Looking for the positives there. Former Boston Mayor Tom Menino was back at work today at Boston University. Over the weekend, we learned that he is battling an advanced form of cancer. Chief Correspondent Joe Shortsleeve has a closer look at the challenges ahead for the 71-year-old.
I would say at this point it's about less than 5%. It was a little bit more common 10 to 20 years ago.
Dr. David Ryan is a cancer specialist at Mass General Hospital. He's talking about, in general terms, the type of cancer which Mayor Menino will be fighting. In Menino's case, doctors don't know where it started.
It doesn't make it more difficult for surgery or radiation, but it does make it more difficult for chemotherapy because you have to pick the regimen that you think is going to work the best in a particular patient's situation.
Menino's cancer was discovered in early February while doctors were examining his back because of chronic weakness in his legs. The advanced form of cancer had spread to his liver and lymph nodes.
Yeah, I'm dealing with it. I have to deal with it, and I have a great doctor. I'm confident that I'll beat this.
Menino's undergoing chemotherapy at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Dr. Ryan says that is the best approach.
We usually embark on a 6-month course of treatment if all goes well, and then go from there.
Menino says he's getting all kinds of support from the community.
Secretary of State John Kerry called me, John Henry called me, and the guy who's the cleaner man down the street from me. I had all types of folks call me.
Dr. Ryan says every patient is different.
People can be as active as you or I, and we have plenty of patients with these types of cancers who work and function normally and do quite well.
Joe Shortsleeve, WBZ News.
Menino's cancer is apparently unrelated to his 2 previous bouts with the disease, a lesion between his shoulder blades in 2003 and skin cancer 2 years ago. Menino says that he has not felt any pain, and we, of course, are wishing him the very best in this latest challenge. And stay with WBZ and CBSBoston.com for continuing coverage of Menino's cancer fight. On our website, there's also a place to leave your words of encouragement for him as he undergoes treatment.
President Obama is punishing Russia for its actions in the Crimea region of Ukraine, saying annexing the area is illegal. The sanctions come after Crimea's weekend vote to secede from Ukraine. As Alfonso Van Mar shows us, the president says the U.S. is ready to take further steps to prevent the move if necessary.
A day after Crimeans voted overwhelmingly to split from the Ukrainian mainland and join Russia, President Obama called the referendum illegal and announced sanctions against Russia.
We are imposing sanctions on specific individuals responsible for undermining the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and government of Ukraine. We're making it clear that there are consequences for their actions.
The United States slapped sanctions on 7 Russian government officials and 4 Ukrainians, including Ukraine's former president. European Union ministers met in Brussels to impose their own sanctions on Russian and Crimean leaders.
That it's illegal under the Constitution of Ukraine and under international law.
Russian troops and local militias took over Crimea weeks ago. Moscow says they are needed to protect ethnic Russians there. But the United Nations says it's seen no violations against them. Here's the President Obama says the door to diplomacy is still open, but warns the international community is ready to take additional steps if Russia doesn't back down.
The United States stands with the people of Ukraine and their right to determine their own destiny.
Vice President Joe Biden is headed to Europe to discuss the crisis with leaders in Poland and Lithuania. Alfonso Van Marsh, CBS News.
By the way, the White House says there is concrete evidence. Some ballots were pre-marked to support the split from Ukraine. Results showed 97% of residents voted in favor of secession. Well, are you ready to dance? March Madness is just around the corner.
WBZ is your home for NCAA basketball. Tonight we know several local teams will play in the tournament. It was an exciting time when they heard those announcements. Steve Burton here with all the details.
I love this time of year.
Lots of cheering.
I just love this time of year. Competition time. Yes, it's that time of year. And for the local teams, here's the question. Will you pick with your heart or with your head? Both Harvard and UMass are going dancing. For Harvard, it's their 3rd straight year. For UMass, the last time they went, 1998. Both the Crimson and Minutemen were fired up to hear their names officially announced during the selection show last night. Harvard, the 12th seed in the East region, plays first on Thursday afternoon against 5th-seeded Cincinnati, while the Minutemen, the 6th seed in the Midwest Regional, will open up on Friday afternoon against either Iowa or Tennessee. Bottom line, both teams are thrilled to be a part of the big dance.
We always see upsets every year, but last year we actually, beat a top 10 team, and I think they were number 3. So we know, it's definitely possible for us. So we're, going to the tournament this year a lot more confident and, really excited to play Cincinnati.
It's a great accomplishment for the program and for the team, and for the guys that's here on the team now. We work hard for it. Throughout our whole career here, people always said UMass haven't made an NCAA tournament, and they haven't been for a while. So, we was tired of hearing that, and, we wanted to get back and just do some great things and bring that love back to Amherst.
So it will be either Iowa or Tennessee for UMass. Those 2 teams go at it on Wednesday night at 9:10 in Indianapolis. Our coverage here on WBZ begins Thursday at 12:15 with 2 matchups from the South Regional up in Buffalo. Ohio State and Dayton kick things off at 12:15, followed by Syracuse and Western Michigan.
So here we go. Yeah, what's the most exciting thing? Who's going to be the Gonzaga? Who's going to be the Florida Gulf Coast this year?
The David and Goliath.
Yeah, Cinderella story there. Always fun to pick. All right, Steve, thank you.
Well, ambushed on a run. A woman's attacked by 2 men on a busy jogging trail.
Also ahead here, a wake-up call no one expected. California news anchors get a big surprise on set.
And a custody battle over this teen is about to come to an end. The year-long fight between the state and the girl's parents.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Luna.
With Luna, buy 1 room of flooring, get all other rooms of product for just $50 each. 877-241. Luna.
He loves skiing and skateboarding, so young Tom Sims combined them, creating a whole new way down the mountain. Uncompromising compromising creativity. It's also how Mazda made a crossover that combines nimble handling with outstanding fuel efficiency. This is the Mazda CX-5. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2014 Mazda CX-5 Sport for $229 a month for 36 months.
Sleepy's 36-hour mattress sale is going on now. Get Simmons Queen mattress sets starting as low as $299. Or Serta Perfect Sleeper Queen sets for just $499. Plus, for the first time ever, select Tempur-Pedic floor models are 50% off while supplies last. During Sleepy's 36-hour mattress sale. It's the final hour. Don't miss it. Only in Sleepy's, the mattress professionals.
Trust Sleepy's for the rest of your life.
Introducing the hands of our expert physicians and dedicated staff, committed to world-class care and caring. The all-new St. Vincent Cancer and Wellness Center. We're here for you.
Winter's in full swing, and Butchika's in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire is your place to gear up for ski and snowboarding this year. Come in, get expert advice from our knowledgeable and experienced staff, browse our huge selection, and take advantage of our low prices on the latest equipment. Plus, get a lift ticket to J Peak with the purchase of any ski or snowboard package over $499. J Peak, the most snow in Eastern North America. Butchika Ski Shop, your skiing and riding connection. On Route 28 in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire.
Okay, show us what you got.
Picture this for your next campaign.
Okay, what Commonwealth Motors really needs is just a touch of professionalism.
Professionalism?
Am I getting your attention?
There's a tanning bed here, and the cars can get tanned too.
Wow, that was really...
Boom! Explosion.
We just need to make sure that everybody knows we're constantly checking the competition's prices to guarantee our best price possible every day.
And you always say,
Shop us last, you'll love us.
An agonizing battle over who should have custody of a teenager may be coming to an end. There was a hearing in the case of Justina Pelletier this afternoon. Now, the judge said that he will rule on whether the girl can be conditionally released to her parents by the end of this week. It was last year Justina was ordered into foster care after doctors at Children's Hospital in Boston said her serious health problems were actually psychiatric.
The teen's parents say their daughter suffers from a rare disorder. As David Wade reports, the Pelletiers took their case to Dr. Phil.
It is a tug of war of 15-year-old Justina Pelletier being yanked in two different directions. Children's Hospital, backed by Massachusetts Department of Children and Families, took custody of the teen more than a year ago, saying her parents were committing a form of abuse by seeking treatment for a rare mitochondrial disease when her real issue was psychiatric. Dr. Phil questioned if this is child abuse or perhaps an abuse of power.
Are your parents a danger to your sister?
None whatsoever. I come from a loving family. We were all very supportive of each other, and this is just crazy.
Justina's dad and two sisters spoke with Dr. Phil. Her mom, Linda, apparently too weak to appear. A few weeks back, she collapsed in court when a judge ruled that Justina would finally be moved from Children's Hospital, but instead of going home to Connecticut, she'd be going to foster care.
I don't understand how this is still going on. Everything we've done has been medically proven, verified, doctor's orders. It's disgusting.
The state agency that took custody of Justina, DSF, has been embroiled in controversy for losing track of children. And in the Dr. Phil interview, Justina's dad strongly hinted the DCF hasn't done a great job in this case either.
Mass DCF, this is important,
never
came to our house.
They never interviewed you and your wife?
Never
interviewed either of you two?
David Wade, WBZ News.
You can watch Dr. Phil right here on WBZ-TV weekdays at 3 p.m.
A West Roxbury man is facing murder charges tonight, accused of shooting his father. A judge ordered 23-year-old Mark Regan held without bail. Boston police found 66-year-old Mark Regan dead inside his home on Perham Street Friday morning. The younger man was hiding in the attic when police arrested him.
The saw on Jim Smith's live shot a moment ago, it's sunny outside. That helps a little bit.
It's true.
Doesn't it?
By St. Patrick's Day, we shouldn't be talking teens in single digits. Come on.
It's deceiving, right? Because you wake up in the morning and say, oh, wow, look, it's sunshine. It's great. And then you walk out the door. Not so great. Here's some of the temperatures around the Northeast this morning. Take a look at these numbers. St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, Lake Placid, New York, 29 below zero this morning. Sutton, Vermont, 25 below. In Burlington, 8 below. That's the coldest St. Patrick's Day ever recorded in the city of Burlington. That goes back to the 1800s. So Boston, a veritable heat wave, 16 degrees this morning. I guess we can't have too much to complain about around here in southern New England. The coldest air certainly is across the Northeast and down to the Southeast. Look at Atlanta at 43 for a St. Patrick's Day for them. That is not warm. We can take a look around here locally at 26 in Boston. Springfield's at 31. Should be maybe around 50 degrees this time of year. Not quite the case. In fact, 2 years ago, jog your memory a little bit. Remember that March? Remember this week? That March? 70s and even some 80s that week. Same time of year, 2 years ago. This week it's 30s and 40s and one shot to get up into the 50s. That's spring around here. It can be just about anything. Now, a storm has been missing us just off to the south today. With that, some clouds and some snow. They saw quite a bit of it down toward D.C. If you're on the Cape and the Islands tonight, maybe a couple flurries, some clouds. Everyone else clearing out, and that storm bypasses us to the south. So by 10 o'clock, lots of teens. We'll stay in the 20s, a little more wind toward the coast, and a little more cloud cover to go along with that. And even into tomorrow morning, those clouds will be coming in on northeasterly winds. So a little bit grayer for the Cape and Islands, 7 a.m., lots of single digits. A couple towns may even go sub-zero overnight tonight. And then we will warm up a little bit tomorrow. The good news is there won't be much wind. High pressure overhead tomorrow. So as we bump into the 30s, it'll feel a lot better than what we saw during the day today. Sunrise is at 6:51, a frigid Tuesday morning with an abundance of sunshine and light winds. 20s will feel pretty good by lunch. In the 30s will feel better tomorrow afternoon. So you can head outside and enjoy. Sunset is at 6:54, just a touch before 7 p.m. The next weather maker we're watching is this front. This will be moving in on Wednesday. We'll start with sunshine. The clouds will thicken. By the evening, some rain and snow will be moving in. Yes, there will be some snowflakes with this one. Most will be gone by Thursday morning. We'll work in some milder air behind the system. In terms of total snow, it mainly looks to be a northern New England event. 1 to 3 inches there, a coating to an inch around Manchester, and I think it'll be all rain for Metro Boston, certainly down toward the Cape and the Islands. Now, we do have another storm to watch this weekend, and another blast of cold air. Details on that next half hour. Bobby? All right, Eric, thank you. Tonight, another massive recall for General Motors.
And this one involves 4 different SUVs. The problem the company says needs to be fixed. Plus,
St. Patrick's Day is a great opportunity for the candidates for governor to show off their charisma, but do any of them have any?
Hello, I'm Jack Williams along with Lacey Hughes. Coming up on our 6 o'clock news tonight, a local man strikes it rich. Now, he's under arrest.
Coming up, how police say this level 3 sex offender was using his millions to try to seduce a teenage boy.
It's the greatest mystery of all. We're talking about the Big Bang Theory, the real thing, and how life began.
At 6 o'clock, the discovery that scientists at Harvard made that may one day solve this puzzle.
It's the Toyota #1 for everyone national sales event. Toyota is #1 in what matters most to everyone, value. Now we're making you #1 with nationwide savings. Lease Camry, America's #1 dependable midsize car for a lowest ever $158 a month with no cost maintenance included. Or get 0 for 60 plus $1,000 bonus cash on Camry. #1 for everyone ends March 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
Nova Scotia. Discover what it's like to truly let yourself go. To travel on a whim across thousands of miles of unspoiled seacoast, lined with beaches waiting to be explored. Dive into some of the warmest ocean waters north of the Carolinas. Encounter friendly seaside towns full of life, but free from all the crowds. Spend afternoons savoring vineyards so beautiful they make other wine regions blush. Chart a course through sparkling waters and meet an ocean full of friends waiting to say hello. Then come alive with the night and find a rhythm that's happy to play as late as you are. Discover a vacation experience where the only thing you'll want more of is time. Freedom is a place, and it's here, Nova Scotia. Take yourself there.
Welcome to the beautiful appliance showrooms of Barron's major brands. I'm here to report live about this incredible Frigidaire front-load laundry pair. You get this energy-efficient washer with 5 cycles and 5 temp settings. Plus, you get this ultra-capacity dryer. And while supplies last, you get both for only $9.99. Hurry in now for this incredible Frigidaire washer and dryer pair. When it comes to appliances, nobody ever beats a Barron's price.
Seeing is believing. Big Apple Circus all-new show, Luminosity. Electrifying excitement. Watch record-breaking juggling, high-flying acrobats, hand-to-hand feats of dexterity, heartwarming clowns, jaw-dropping tightrope walkers, syncopated horses, and dancing dogs. You and your family will experience thrills galore, sitting no more than 50 feet from the ring at the crossroads of the world. Big Apple Circus all-new show, City Hall Plaza, starting March 25th. BigAppleCircus.org. Buy tickets now.
The St. Patrick's Day weekend is a golden opportunity for politicians to showcase their personality at some lighthearted political events.
But in a governor's race that has yet to really ignite any public interest, are any of the candidates seizing that chance to display the most precious political commodity, charisma? Political analyst John Keller went out looking for some.
Have a good look, everybody. This is what a Florey and a Patrick looks like these days.
Like him or not, DeVal Patrick had undeniable charisma as a candidate and governor. But what about the candidates running to succeed him? Do you see any sign of it in any of these people? Be candid now.
He's trying to get me in trouble, right, John?
Yeah.
I know.
During a holiday political time at Brighton's Stockyard restaurant, several candidates tried to impress the distracted crowd with mixed results.
I was very worried about speaking here because I'm not funny.
Do you think it's important for a candidate for governor to have charisma?
Yeah, I think, well, it's important for the people to have trust. I mean, we have a public that's losing faith in the ability of government to solve problems.
They probably need to change it up and do something a little more electric and certainly maybe take some more bold stands.
But from Martha Coakley...
I have my pink Shima vest.
...to Steve Grossman.
Steve Grossman has a lot of grassroots support. His only problem, he's got a flat personality.
To GOP frontrunner Charlie Baker.
Maybe they're ready to think about voting for a Republican for governor in November.
Electricity seems in short supply.
So try and be charming.
All of which emboldens long-shot independent candidate Jeff McCormick. You look at the others, you see a bunch of ham and eggers, right?
I think they're a little flat at times, to be candid.
Well, Democrat Juliet Kayyem, Republican Mark Fisher, and independent candidate Evan Falchuk didn't speak at either event. Perhaps they're busy trying to develop some charisma to display later on. As things stand now, the next candidate to light up this race with their personality will be the first one.
But we have to ask, did they ask you for any tips today? Hey, John, how do you seem so charismatic on television?
No, they didn't. I don't understand what's wrong with these people, Bobby.
They should go to the expert.
Absolutely.
All right, John, thank you.
Keller, thanks so much. Well, the benefits of chocolate without the calories or fat.
Still ahead this evening, the new pill Boston researchers are working on that can reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke.
An earthquake rattles Los Angeles without causing any serious damage or injuries. Tom got you near the epicenter in Westwood, California. Love that story. Coming up.
Plus, a woman out for an afternoon run assaulted. What police are doing to secure what's a hot spot for runners. Marathon Monday, will you be running?
Share your story with WBZ at cbsboston.com/mymarathon.
What motivates you to run, and are you running for a cause? Upload your pictures. Tell us about your training.
Every runner has a story. We want to know yours.
WBZ and cbsboston.com.
Your official home of the Boston Marathon.
Today's weather on WBZ is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers.
The all-new Chevy Silverado. From the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road. The truck that beats any Ford F-150 in fuel economy. And the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. And now, during Chevy Truck Month, the price you see is the price you pay for a 2014 Chevy Silverado. Now use special Truck Month pricing to get a total value of over $7,500 on the Silverado All-Star Edition with best-in-class V8 fuel economy.
Visit your New England Chevy dealer.
We turn backwards, straight to the dance floor.
Tonight's primetime lineup is brought to you by the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee, a 2013 top IIHS safety pick.
Sleepy's 36-hour mattress sale is going on now. Get Simmons Queen mattress sets starting as low as $2.99. Or Serta Perfect Sleeper Queen sets for just $4.99. It's the final hours, only at Sleepy's, the mattress professionals.
Live at Twin River Casino, legendary bands and world-renowned artists are headed to the Twin River Event Center. See rock country band Kevin Costner and Modern West on April 18th. Rock and roll legend Bret Michaels on May 9th. Sensation Huey Lewis and the News on July 18th. And Australian soft rock duo Air Supply on August 15th. Get your tickets today at Twin River or Ticketmaster. Twin River Casino. So much more, so close.
Don't miss the Home Show, March 21st through 23rd at Patriot Place in Foxborough at the Dana-Farber Fieldhouse. Plenty of free parking. Get special deals on all your home improvement needs and so much more. This Home Show has it all. Details at newenglandhomeshows.com.
Ed Davis, exclusive security analyst, only on WBZ News.
We're following breaking news here tonight. A three-car crash injures 4 people, including a woman and a baby who were walking on the sidewalk. Sky Eye was over the scene near Tremont and Prentice Streets in Roxbury.
Our chief correspondent Joe Shortsleeve is live at the scene. And what's the latest, Joe? How's the baby?
Well, we are told that we believe that the child is going to be okay. The child and the grandmother did leave the scene here and did go to the hospital. The grandmother, we're told, may be more injured than the child. Take a look over here at the sidewalk here. You can see that this light pole is on the ground here. Apparently, the two of them were standing at the corner here, ready to cross on the crosswalk. When what happened exactly is unclear. We don't think that they were hit by the light pole. We think they were hit by a car. One car was turning left, another car was coming straight up Tremont Street here. They collided, and the grandmother and the child somehow ended up in between. We believe the car, which was a silver Prius, took down the light pole. Now, both the black Nissan and the silver Prius have been towed from the scene. As we told you at the top of our live shot here, the grandmother and the child who were standing on the corner left here in ambulances. We're told the child is probably okay. The grandmother apparently had some more serious injuries. For now, live in Boston, Joe Shortsleeve, WBZ News.
All right, Joe, thank you. A woman running in Hanover assaulted. Right now, police are searching for the men responsible.
The woman was running on the Colby Phillips walking trail, which is on Pleasant Street, yesterday afternoon when 2 men attacked her. And as Bill Shields shows us, officers have increased patrols in that area.
It is a heavily used hiking trail through dense woods on the west side of Hanover. Sunday afternoon, a woman was jogging here when she was attacked by 2 men who she described as white, in their mid-20s, and muscular. They escaped, leaving the female jogger in the woods.
What also concerns police and a lot of other residents of Hanover is that the entrance to this path is directly across the street from the Hanover Middle School.
It's nerve-wracking, you know, as a mom, it is nerve-wracking, especially where it's so close to a school.
It would absolutely concern me, very much, if it was my daughter.
It is a town long considered safe and secure, but now, maybe some have doubts. Police today were unavailable to talk about the case. In Hanover, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News.
The victim was with police investigators today, trying to help them look for clues in the area.
May be cold outside, but if you're not a big snow lover, the luck of the Irish was with us today as a late winter storm missed New England. Washington, D.C. saw more than a half foot of fresh snow. In fact, this one was the 3rd biggest snowstorm for so late in the season ever recorded down there in the nation's capital. New Jersey also picking up some fresh snow. This is around Atlantic City. Maybe you're thinking about a trip down to the boardwalk this time of year. Not so warm. Roads covered with the snow. Schools in the state's southern half were canceled or delayed. Sitting here on March 17th. Around here, it is just the cold that we're all dealing with. All that snow has stayed just off to our south. There's actually another storm system that's going to ripple along the stationary front tonight. That, too, is going to slide out to sea and miss us here. So we're looking at mainly clear skies. Some single digits in the suburbs tonight, yet again. Some teens in the city, light northerly winds. Just going to be a really cold start to the day tomorrow. Feeling more like January than anything else. And as we look toward the rest of this week, we've got a couple little systems to watch. Wednesday night, some rain and snow showers. Best chance of the snow is going to be to the north in New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. And then the first day of spring. Allegedly, it's Thursday. It does look like it'll be the warmest day of our forecast. We'll talk about that and how long that mild air might stick around for coming up. Bobby? Okay, Eric, looking forward to milder air. Keeping everyone warm during one of the coldest winters in years, of course, isn't easy. Secretary of State William Galvin just asked utility companies to extend the period they're barred from shutting off service to customers who don't pay their bills by 1 month. Galvin says this winter is hard on the poorest residents.
Obviously, we don't want people freezing to death during this period of time. The hardship that people have endured this winter is great enough. It's not that we don't want to see the utilities paid, but obviously the priority right now is keeping people warm until finally it thaws out.
Galvin says people who heat with oil are paying about 7% more this winter. Heating with gas costs about 10% more, while electricity costs 5% more than last year.
The invasive emerald ash borer is spreading faster than state environmental officials expected. 18 months ago, the Department of Conservation and Recreation first spotted this tree-killing beetle in Dalton. Well, now it's in several neighboring communities as well as in North Andover. The beetles, which originally came from Asia, can kill a tree within 5 years.
Just before sunrise, an earthquake sent a jolt through the Los Angeles area, rattling thousands of residents. But despite several aftershocks, there were no reports of serious damage this evening. Big Shaban is near the epicenter in Westwood, California.
Whoa. Earthquake. Big earthquake right now.
Los Angeles' KCBS morning show was on air when a 4.4 magnitude earthquake shook the studio. The tremors jolted many LA residents awake around 6:25 in the morning local time.
And all of a sudden, the entire apartment started shaking.
The quake erupted 5 miles below the surface, centered around the Santa Monica Mountains. It knocked over a street lamp at this home near the epicenter in Encino. Jose Marino was cutting bagels in West LA and ran for cover when the ground began to shake.
I feel like a thunder, and I look on the roof, and the roof was moving.
The earthquake is one of the largest to hit Los Angeles since the deadly Northridge earthquake devastated the area 20 years ago. LA City Battalion Chief Antoine McKnight and his crew immediately responded as soon as they felt the quake ripple through their station. They spent the entire morning surveying their district.
In Westwood and Bel Air, Palisades, so far we have not reported or seen any damage.
A number of small aftershocks, including a 2.7 magnitude, have occurred. Seismologists called Monday's earthquake moderate, but say it should serve as a reminder for residents to be prepared.
You know, we have faults all over Southern California, and the possibility of having a larger or more damaging quake is always present.
Big Shaban, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, are you wearing green? All around the world today, the Irish and those who love the Irish celebrated St. Patrick's Day. There was a sea of green in Dublin as the crowds lined the streets for the traditional parade there. They cheered as the bands, bagpipes, cute little girls in green wigs, and floats passed by.
Coming up here on WBZ News, big progress fighting colon cancer. Now a push for more screenings for younger Americans.
Sabotage is the new working theory in the search for that missing Malaysia airliner, where investigators have expanded their search and the evidence they're looking for now.
Workout World extended its $4 down sale for 8 days only. Join Workout World for just $4 down and only $10 a month with no commitment. We're going to give you more for $4. Sale ends March 25th at midnight, only at Workout World.
We bought our MDX because we needed something big enough for all our adventures, yet stylish and sophisticated enough for our urban lifestyle. The MDX delivered on both. Not to mention great cargo space, third-row seat, and a touchscreen with text messaging. The MDX was perfect.
During the Black Tag sales event, upgrade to the all-new MDX with low lease payments or special 0.9% APR financing with a portion of the proceeds helping to support Boston Children's Hospital. Learn more online at neaccuradealers.com.
We're all born with it. That youthful curiosity and certain sense of adventure. It doesn't matter where it takes you, only that you go. Sometimes we just forget it's there. And sometimes your best adventures begin with someone who can see you're up for one. Nova Scotia. Take yourself there.
Don't miss the Bach Honda Spring into a Honda sales event at one of our 2 great locations. Bach Honda on the Auto Mile, Route 1 in Norwood, or Bach Honda West on Littleton Road in Westford, Mass. Drive home a brand new Honda CR-V for just $119 per month. That's right, lease a brand new Honda CR-V for just $119 per month. 2 great Bach Honda locations, 1 legendary low Bach Honda price.
Show me the movies with the Arnold Schwarzenegger with the stunts and loud explosions and all the muscles.
I want to see the comedy programming with the people sitting in the living room with the children. What's brother? Yeah, we'll see the Real Housewives. Right, play. All right, rewind, play.
Jimmy, please. It's been hours. We told you the X1 Entertainment operating system really does work with any voice.
Cool. What's on now?
Control your TV with your voice. The X1 Entertainment operating system. Only from Xfinity.
Hey, hey, baby, you're the one that I love. Hey, hey, baby, you're the one that I'm always thinking I'm always thinking.
Introducing the all-new 2014 Subaru XV Crosstrek Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient all-wheel drive hybrid crossover in America. Well equipped for only $25,995.
Workout World's extended its $4 down sale for 8 days only. Join Workout World for just $4 down and only $10 a month with no commitment. We're going to give you more for $4. Sale ends March 25th at midnight only at Workout World.
About 24 countries are now helping in the search for missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370.
More than a week after the jetliner vanished, investigators are convinced the plane was deliberately flown thousands of miles off course. As Craig Boswell shows us, they're now taking a closer look at the pilot and the co-pilot.
The CEO of Malaysia Airlines says the co-pilot of missing Flight 370 spoke the last words from the cockpit, telling ground control, "All right, good night." Around that time, the plane's transponder was shut off.
It really seems that somebody took control of this aircraft and flew it for some time after the communication systems were turned off.
The timeline of when a second communication system was disabled remains murky.
We don't know when the ACAS was switched off after that.
Malaysian police went to the pilots' homes over the weekend and removed a flight simulator from the lead pilot's house. Investigators are also digging into the backgrounds of the other 10 crew members and all 227 passengers. A satellite picked up a signal from the plane about 7.5 hours after takeoff. Investigators have used that to identify 2 possible routes. One stretches south from Indonesia through the Indian Ocean and the other north over 11 countries from Thailand to the border of Kazakhstan.
And these are countries that have a sensitivity about people unidentified flying over their airspace.
That leaves the southern arc as the most likely and lots of ocean to search. Craig Boswell for CBS News, Washington.
General Motors just announced it's recalling nearly 1.2 million vehicles for defective airbags and some other issues. The airbag concerns involve 1.8 million vehicles, including the Buick Enclaves and GMC Acadia from 2008 through 2013, the 2009 through 2013 Chevrolet Traverse, and the Saturn Outlook from 2008 to 2010. We have a complete list of all of the other recalled vehicles on our website for you. Just go to cbsboston.com, and this recall is not related to the earlier compact car recall for ignition switch problems.
Changing the reputation of school lunches. After the break here, how a new project is putting real chefs in the kitchen to make the food your children eat at school healthier and tastier. And if you're sick of the cold, I'm with you. I hear you. I can do some warmer days, so we are going to be looking at some warmer temperatures as we head through this week. We've got the timeline for that straight ahead.
A man pioneers a way to see the unseen. Radar. Forever providing safer journeys. The Mazda 6 uses radar in its available class-exclusive suite of 7 safety features for greater confidence behind the wheel. Introducing the Mazda 6. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2014 Mazda 6 Sport for $199 a month for 36 months.
Beep, bop, boop, bop, boop, beep. She says switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Call or click today.
There's only one way to really save money on carpet and hardwood flooring: buy direct. Skip the middleman. That's what National Floors Direct is all about. I saved hundreds.
At National Floors Direct, we'll beat anyone's price by 15% or it's free. Call 888-400-FLOOR for a free estimate.
This week, don't miss the most exciting event in college basketball. Who will be stopped and who will be unstoppable? Catch all the game day action on WBZ. Sponsored locally by Nasacort Allergy 24 Hour. Stops more of what makes you miserable.
The most effective class of treatment for nasal allergies are 24-hour prescription nasal sprays. And now, one's available without one. New Nasacort. It relieves your worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for 24 hours. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable.
A lot goes into making Bosco's authentic Greek yogurt without a lot going into it. Farm fresh milk and fruit picked right from the orchard. In fact, one healthy taste is all it takes to love Bosco's. A lot. Happiness in every spoonful. Bosco's Greek yogurt.
If we turn backwards, straight to the dance floor, you'll still be waiting for me, will you still be my friend? I don't wanna bug you out with crazy, crazy ideas, for I know this ain't a good place for us to talk. You better get your move on. You better
Buy more, save more. Don't miss Lord & Taylor's biggest shoe sale of the season.
It's the Toyota #1 for everyone national sales event. Now we're making you #1 with savings. Get a lowest ever $118 a month Corolla Sport lease with no cost maintenance included. Hurry, it ends March 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
Aspen Dental. Your mouth. Our mission.
This is the Name Your Price tool. It gives you options based on your budget. It's a piece of cake. I was told there would be cake. Get a free quote at progressive.com.
CBS Money Watch Stock Update is brought to you by Buick. Health Watch is brought to you by Minuteman Health. Affordable member-governed health insurance. Join the revolution.
Now to our Eye on Education report. WBZ committed to highlighting the brightest ideas and newest innovations transforming our schools. This is a cool one.
It really is, because transforming schools extends to making over those infamous cafeteria lunches. The anti-hunger group Project Bread is helping create delicious meals out of pantry staples with the assistance of a very special chef.
So we're just gonna give a little sprinkle.
Nick Spiros is a professionally trained chef who's worked at some of the best restaurants in the area.
Man, the coriander.
Now he's training the kitchen staffs in Lawrence Public Schools as part of Project Bread's Chefs in School program.
So Rosa, let's add this to the mix as well.
Chef Spiros has to work within the existing budget and with the same turnaround time while making the food healthier and tastier.
We always are embellishing what we have. I'm gonna add a little bit more onion to that.
Some fresh onions and cilantro can give salsa a new kick. And a little creativity can mean a new version of chicken cacciatore. How does this whole program fit in with the mission of Project Bread?
Great question. So the mission of Project Bread is not that the opposite of hungry is full. The opposite of hungry is actually healthy. So we're trying to really encourage that in the schools.
Any parent can tell you that getting kids to eat their vegetables can be a challenge, but a follow-up study showed that kids who eat at school through this program average 2 more servings a week.
Carrots, grinding them up and putting them into your spaghetti sauce. You're having vegetables and kids don't even know they're eating them.
Anne-Marie Stronach is the Director of Nutrition Services for the Lawrence Schools. She says eating healthier helps the kids maintain focus in class better. The Project Bread program is now at Lawrence High School and all the elementary schools.
It is really taking schools that have a kitchen facility that's not a state-of-the-art and showing staff how to maximize the tools that they have and overcome challenges that they thought maybe weren't possible before.
But every day presents new challenges for the chef.
When we started serving them spinach salad, they were looking at us and like, why are you giving us grass? Why are you giving us leaves?
Restaurant critics can be tough, but on this day, they were all positive. What do you think of the cooking?
It's really good. It's better.
Do you even notice that you're eating healthier?
No, I just really like it.
They loved it, and the Project Bread chefs are also in schools in Salem, Chelsea, and Boston, and they've created an online cookbook to help share healthy and economical ideas. So we put the link on our website, cbsboston.com. And if you know of something different or innovative going on in a school, I'd love to hear about it. Contact me at ioneducation@WBZ-TV.com or on Twitter at @PaulaEvanWBZ.
That's also using a trick out of the parent's handbook. Sneak those vegetables in, the spaghetti sauce, wherever you can.
Chop up that zucchini, they'll never know it's there.
Great program. That's
It was great.
Yeah. Well, it's crock-pot weather. We're getting good use out of that. That was on the Christmas wish list this year. The cold doesn't want to leave. You guys don't want it. You're not interested.
It really doesn't. And you're saying really
If you can get us above 50, tell us about that.
Yeah,
we can do that.
Warm up on the way?
We can get above 50 degrees, and right on time for the start of spring. So today, we know there's some futility out there. 26 the high in Boston, 30 in Chatham. My goodness, I mean, this is a map that you expect in mid-January. You don't expect it on St. Patrick's Day. And not quite record-breaking, but 20 degrees below average today. A record high was 70, and this week, 2 years ago, we were looking at high temperatures that topped 80 degrees. March, I always say, is just a month where you can see anything here in New England. Our temperature trend, though, shows that we are at rock bottom in terms of temperature today, with the highs in the 20s, 30s tomorrow, 40s on Wednesday, 50s on Thursday, and then we're going to start to go back down the other edge of that roller coaster heading into the weekend. Here's the storm that we've been missing off to our south today. Lots of rain across the southeast. Wave 1 has already moved out into the ocean. This is wave 2, and that also is going to be moving off to our south, so not impacting our weather around here. Mainly clear skies. The clouds will be a little more persistent over Cape Cod and the islands as we head through the overnight and even into tomorrow morning. That will keep the temperatures relatively milder. We're looking at lows that will be in the teens to around 20 instead of the single digits that we expect across much of the interior part of New England tonight. So a very cold start to the day tomorrow. Sunrise is at 6:51. Lots of sunshine, and the good thing that we have going for us tomorrow, not much wind. High pressure right on top of us. So 20s will feel pretty good by midday, and I think certainly the afternoon is going to feel better. Lots of sunshine. There'll be some coastal clouds. Sunset at 6:54, and temperatures do make it in the 30s. Still well below average, but an improvement over today. Our next weather maker is a front that moves in on Wednesday. We'll start the morning with sunshine. As the day goes on, the clouds will be creeping their way in. There's going to be an area of rain and snow showers along this front as it moves through. Most of that is going to be on Wednesday night. I think it will be moving on through as we head toward Thursday morning. Thursday is the first day of spring with this low swirling off in southeastern Canada. We're going to get some westerly winds, not necessarily a very cold wind direction for us, and that will help to bump up the temps. In terms of snow from that system, I think most of it will be in northern New England. Looking at 1 to 3 inches. We'll update this as we head into tomorrow. Bottom line is it will be more raindrops than snowflakes around here. The next storm we'll have to watch is into the start of the weekend, and this is one that will try to move in on Saturday. There are still some big differences in terms of exactly where that's going to track and how much cold air there will be around. There should be some around for snow. The question is it here around Boston or is it up into northern New England? And we'll be updating that track as we head through this week. Well, the snow is deep across northern New England, 18 to 36 inches, and some parts of Maine are up over 3 feet of snow on the ground still. So here's your AccuWeather 7-day. Lots of sunshine for the most part during the daylight hours. First day of spring on Thursday is the mildest one, so that is appropriate. Friday looks great to be outside. Sunday into Monday, Paul and Bobby. We are watching for another big cold outbreak, and this one might be even worse than what we're seeing right now. April, I want to stop giving you the weather. Honestly, it's been depressing.
I know, but hey, ski areas, this is going to be the year they'll talk about
extended
for decades.
As long as people keep showing up, they will stay open this year.
Thank you so much.
On the Health Watch here this evening, the American Cancer Society just launched a new campaign trying to get more people to be screened for colon cancer. A new study shows colonoscopies are saving lives. The number of colon cancer cases has dropped 30% in the last decade for those 50 years and older.
It's a great public health triumph. We have a lot more work to go, but we're certainly not beginning from scratch.
Colon cancer is one of the probably most preventable cancers and what's one of the most curable cancers that we deal with.
Study is not all good news. It shows the rates of colon cancer are going up slightly for Americans younger than 50 years old. Experts blame obesity and poor diet.
Well, coming up for chocoholics out there, this could be your chance to say, I told you so.
Straight ahead here this evening, more proof chocolate could be just what the doctor ordered. The pill developed right here in Boston. Now here's Jack and Lisa with a look at what we're working on for 6 o'clock.
Bobby and Paula, we're following some breaking news out of Boston. Another woman has been sexually assaulted in the North End.
Coming up next on our 6 o'clock news, what authorities have just told us about whether this attack is connected to those other crimes.
And it's already cost nearly $16 million, and it doesn't work.
Next at 6, the state's drastic step to fix the healthcare website.
TrustedChoice.com, Massachusetts independent insurance agents, protecting the most important things in your life at the best possible price is what it's all about.
Representing the Andover companies.
TrustedChoice.com.
Doors mean more to the people that choose them because they do more for their homes than any other window. Only Marvin combines a century of industry-leading design innovation with unmatched quality, durability, and energy efficiency for exceptional value. Which Marvin will be your Marvin?
From downtown to your town, Marvin has a solution that just fits. Find the perfect window solution for your project at your local Marvin Windows and Doors dealer, Koopman Lumber and Hardware, with 4 convenient locations today.
I'm Dr. Haney Badere. Our team of nationally renowned orthopedic surgeons and expert staff focus only on joint replacement and great outcomes for our patients.
I'm Dr. Joe McCarthy. At the Kaplan Joint Center, patient-centered care isn't just a buzzword. It drives everything we do to relieve pain and improve function.
To learn more, call 855-KNEE-HIP. If you're suffering from arthritis of the hip, knee, or shoulder, we'll see you within 48 hours.
It's the Toyota #1 for everyone national sales event. Toyota is #1 in what matters most to everyone, value. Now we're making you #1 with nationwide savings. Get a lowest ever #1 lease on a well-equipped Corolla Sport for only $118 a month with no cost maintenance included. Plus, recent and soon-to-be college grads can get an additional $750 rebate. #1 for everyone ends March 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
TrustedChoice.com, Massachusetts independent insurance agents, protecting the most important things in your life at the best possible price is what it's all about.
Representing the Andover companies.
TrustedChoice.com.
I guess you can call it a chocolate vitamin. Boston scientists just developed a pill that has all the nutrients found in dark chocolate without the sugar or fat.
And as Sarah Conji shows this evening, they're now launching a big study to see if this pill can help prevent heart attacks and strokes.
I love dark chocolate. That's all I eat. And I think it's good for me.
Deborah Bartley believes what science has already suggested. Dark chocolate does have some health benefits.
I'm relaxed. It calms my cravings, and I just feel wonderful when I get it.
Small studies have shown cocoa flavanols, a key nutrient in dark chocolate, can help improve blood pressure, cholesterol, and artery health. Now, Boston researchers want to see if flavanols can do more, actually prevent heart attack and stroke. They've created a highly concentrated pill, a dark chocolate vitamin of sorts.
The amount of chocolate that it would take in order to have this amount of cocoa flavanols would be more than 10 times the amount that people would ordinarily eat.
Dr. Joanne Manson is leading the large chocolate study that will ask some 18,000 participants in the U.S. to take 2 of these pills, or fake ones, each day for 4 years.
So this capsule of cocoa flavanols will avoid having the calories and the sugar and the saturated fat found in chocolate.
Meaning it won't be as fun as eating a bunch of chocolate, which is why this shop is not worried about competition.
People like the experience of actually biting into a piece of chocolate, whatever their favorites are.
The Mars Company, the maker of M&Ms and other candies, is sponsoring the research with the National Institutes of Health. Another part of the study will test if multivitamins lower cancer risk. Sarah Conji, WBZ News.
So until then, when you grab the dark chocolate, you say it's purely medicinal.
That's right. You would have to eat a lot, though, to apparently make up what's in that pill.
Well, stay with us. We have much more still ahead.
Jack and Lisa are up next with the news at 6.
A jackpot winner jailed. How police say a sex offender used his millions in winnings to prey on a teenage boy.
A scare at school. Kindergartners rush to the hospital after a deadly gas fills their building.
Just a few days away from the start of spring, it feels like the middle of winter. But we do get a quick break, and I'll show you when some milder air will arrive.
But no break for young athletes. The long winter forcing spring sports to scramble for somewhere to practice.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with breaking news. A woman and her young child rushed to the hospital after getting hit by a car in Boston. And this happened right next to Boston Police Headquarters. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm Jack Williams. 2 other people also hurt in that accident. Let's get right to Chief Correspondent Joe Shortsleeve. He's live on the scene. Joe.
Jack, we believe that the baby, the child here, is going to be okay. We're being told the other person was the grandmother. Her injuries were more serious. We don't quite know her condition tonight. But take a look at the corner here. You can see the light pole on the ground. Now, we don't believe that the light pole actually hit the grandmother and the child. We believe that they were probably hit by a car. Our chopper was overhead this afternoon. What happened was a car was turning left here, and then another car was coming down Tremont Street. The cars actually collided. A silver Prius came up onto the sidewalk, apparently took out the light pole, hit the grandmother, hit the child, and then came to a stop here on the sidewalk. We talked to a witness who saw this happen from a nearby window.
I seen 2 people standing by the curb there waiting across the street, and I didn't see the gray car over there, but I'm assuming that that car tried to take a left, and that car hit it coming straight going that way. And it hit it, and it spun out, hit that pole, and the pole, I believe, the shock of the pole hitting down was what knocked the woman and the kid on the floor.
Again, we're being told that the child involved in this terrible crash is okay. The grandmother, we're going to have to keep our fingers crossed. Live in Boston, Joe Shortsleeve, WBZ News. Lisa?
Joe, thank you. We also have breaking news just coming into the newsroom from Alston. Boston police confirming the bomb squad right now is responding to a report of a suspicious device. This is happening on busy Western Avenue, just blocks from our WBZ studios, and we'll have more information as soon as it becomes available. Also tonight, a warning for women after yet another assault in the North End. A woman says she was walking into her apartment near Salem and Hull Streets last night when a man came up behind her and sexually assaulted her. She describes him as a white man in his 30s with short brown hair. Now, this is just about a block away from where another woman was assaulted on Valentine's Day. Police arrested a 26-year-old man in that assault last week. He is now out on bail and wearing a GPS bracelet. The DA's office says investigators checked that bracelet. He was not in the area at the time of last night's assault.
Well, he's a big lottery winner, but an Uxbridge man may still lose his freedom. This is Daniel Snay celebrating a windfall, which pockets him $350,000 every year. But now, he's under arrest because of what police say he did with that money. As Ken McLeod shows us, police say that he was using that cash to entice a teenage boy.
According to police, Daniel Snay's $10 million winning scratch ticket didn't change his life very much. He was back in court today based on the accusations of a now 16-year-old boy.
The boy stated that the defendant talked him into participating in several sexual acts and also regularly gave him various gifts.
Snay is no stranger to such cases, logging 6 convictions for indecent assault on a child since the 1970s, accompanied by prison time.
And unfortunately, too many people jump to the conclusion that, well, I guess that's all there is to it. That's not all there is to it.
The current accuser is the son of a woman Snay knows and says he was first molested in an old camper outside this defunct auto body shop. But after Snay used some of his lottery winnings to buy this place, the teenager says the sexual abuse moved here as well, unfolding in that brand new camper parked out back. When asked by police how many times he'd been molested, the teenager responded, "More than I can remember. Dan talked me into thinking it was a good thing and told me he would buy me something the next day." Snay had a handful of supporters in court who exited saying little.
Dan is a very good friend of mine, and he is innocent, and time will prove that.
But as the police chief pointed to Snay's photo on the department bulletin board, he argued the level 3 sex offender had used his lottery winnings to buy access and silence, including 2 ATVs for the boy. Snay's attorney, however, suggested these allegations are essentially an effort at extortion.
I've got some opinions, some hunches, but it would be inappropriate for me to go any further than that.
But as police explore possible assaults in 4 other states, the judge set this lottery winner's bail at $5 million cash. In Uxbridge, Ken McLeod, WBZ News.
Well, here it is St. Patrick's Day, and we expect the weather would be getting warmer, but no such luck. Our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher, joins us now with the AccuWeather forecast. Looking for a little ray of hope here, Eric.
I know. I mean, I can feel people are starting to get a little weary with all of this. No look at the Irish, maybe look at the Arctic. This morning, it was 29 below zero in Lake Placid, New York, 25 below in Sutton, Vermont. Burlington at 8 below zero was actually the coldest St. Patrick's Day ever recorded since the 1800s there. And Boston, 16. Actually, pretty comfortable when you look at it that way. 26 in the city right now, 29 in Worcester. Nashville checking in at 30. We've been watching an ocean storm just miss us to the south throughout all of today. That will remain the case as we head through tonight. So it's just going to be cold, mainly clear. Temperatures back into single digits and lower teens, but we will get into the 50s this week, I promise. And we'll take a look at that coming up. Jack, Lisa.
Look forward to that, Bobby. Thank you. Now at 6 o'clock, a line of ambulances outside a local school and parents rushing to see if their kids are okay. Dozens of students had to be checked after carbon monoxide filled a school building. It happened this morning in the town of Douglas. And as Paul Burton shows us, several kindergartners had to be rushed to the hospital.
I was at my school and there was a funky smell, and then I had to go to this school.
It was a frightening scene this morning in Douglas as a carbon monoxide leak at this early childhood center had parents running to check on their kids.
When I went in to pick her up, they said that they had to talk to me and that she was in the ambulance.
Douglas fire officials say 77 people had to evacuate Douglas Town Hall after carbon monoxide started making kids and staff sick. Kindergarten classes are held on the second floor of this building.
My kids are fine. He had a 3, she had a 0, and now he's at a 0.
She was level 5 and then level 1, and now she's a level 0. But I'm still going to take her to the hospital to get her checked out.
Officials say an oil boiler malfunction caused the problem. In all, 18 people, 16 kids, and 2 staff had to be taken to the hospital. We had a couple that had some nausea, some headaches. All remaining students were brought to the elementary school for evaluation. Dozens of ambulances from surrounding towns were called to assist.
We started to medically evaluate students. Some had elevated levels of carbon monoxide in their blood. It wasn't a long-term exposure, but again, carbon monoxide is a silent killer.
School officials say the boiler problem has been fixed and no more levels of carbon monoxide have been reported. Still, they're being very cautious.
As long as the readings are 0 and the burner has been repaired and declared safe, then we will open it again tomorrow.
And officials say they will monitor the town hall throughout the night to make sure it remains safe. But as for now, the early childhood school program will be up and running tomorrow morning. In Douglas, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
Federal prosecutors want to stop Jilhar Tsarnaev from seeing autopsy pictures of the bombing victims. Prosecutors say unless the pictures are entered as exhibits at the actual trial, there's no need for Tsarnaev to see them. And prosecutors say, quote, allowing him to do so would violate the victims' rights to dignity and privacy and subject them to needless harm and suffering. Prosecutors are asking the judge to issue an order blocking Tsarnaev from seeing the pictures. Well, just days after revealing he's battling an advanced form of cancer, former Mayor Tom Menino returned to his job at Boston University today.
I do a great job, so I'm confident I'll beat this.
Well, doctors made the diagnosis back in February after they examined the 71-year-old Menino's back because of continuing weakness in his legs. The former mayor remains upbeat and optimistic, though, about his recovery, and doctors say that should help with his treatment.
Having a positive attitude makes the chemotherapy much easier, also makes the treatment go much smoother, and that people can be as active as you or I. And we have plenty of patients with these types of cancers who work and function normally and do quite well.
Doctors do not believe this cancer is related to the 2 other cancers Mr. Menino was treated for, a lesion between his shoulder blades, and he had skin cancer.
Well, tonight, Harvard scientists say they have made an incredible discovery, a trace of the Big Bang that created the universe. Paula Evan joins us now to explain. Paula?
Well, Lisa, scientists have long believed everything started with a Big Bang, a massive explosion, followed by a rapid expansion of the universe. Now, Harvard researchers claim they've found a signal that could be a tremor from the Big Bang. To look for it, scientists traveled to the South Pole, which has the driest and clearest sky on Earth. And the Big Bang left behind a faint glow. So Harvard researchers pointed their telescope at this glow and looked. That's where they detected this signal. For the last 3 years, the scientists looked at the signal and their data to make sure they were not wrong. But now they say they're confident. So what does all of this really mean? Well, if other scientists can reproduce the same results, it will help scientists learn more about just how the universe started 14 billion years ago. Jack and Lisa?
All right, Paula, thank you. Coming up on WBZ News, Healing the State's Ailing Healthcare website. The prescription to try to fix the broken system.
Also ahead, welcome to Foxborough. The Patriots' big off-season pickup arrives in town. And tonight, we'll hear from Darrell Rivas.
High school softball players on a football field. It's all thanks to the rough winter.
It's not going to be an easy season to get out there and enjoy. A lot of cold in the forecast, but a little break in between. We'll take a look at that coming up.
What is this stuff? Tastes stale. Where's the flavor?
Ladies, if you're drinking gas station coffee, then that's not your coffee. New England, get your coffee at Honeydew.
Bingo!
Because I'm always on the go. I'm a AAA member, but these days I do more than drive. I cruise with AAA. Caribbean cruises, Alaska, Europe, and thanks to AAA, I cruise in style when I shop at my favorite stores, even online. AAA saves me hundreds on everything for the trip, including prescription refills before we leave. The best part about my AAA membership? I enjoy the peace of mind and the savings.
Call 1-800-JOIN-AAA or join at AAA.com. Membership for life.
March into winning at Foxwoods Resort Casino. On March 23rd, we're giving away a Jeep Sahara with a Sea-Doo jet ski and trailer. And 4 lucky winners each receive $1,000 bonus slot play. All guaranteed. Catch winning entertainment with stars like Jay Moore, Don Omar, and Miley Cyrus. And our St. Patrick's Day food and drink specials. You won't want to miss Wine and Design with Drunken Palette. Friday, March 14th, 21st, and 28th at our new lounge, The Box. Meet up with friends and enjoy a cocktail and live DJ every Saturday night at Foxwoods Resort Casino.
Genuine leather everywhere you sit.
With not one, but 2 power recliners. And a power chaise.
With a touch of a button, recline to your most comfortable position.
With cup holders and storage.
It's my number one. Only $24.99.
Don't have the room? No problem. It's completely modular. Always a perfect fit. Who wants to pay $10,000 or more at the highfalutin store? Not me. Not you.
Only $24.99 every day at My Bob's.
Hey, Steve. Those my wipes?
When you get a new Buick, you want to show it off. You're invited to the Buick Open House event, where for the first time, select 2014 Buick models are specially priced, so you can get thousands off MSRP. Current non-GM owners use your special value pricing to lease this 2014 Verano for around $199 per month. Find your dealer at BuickDealer.com.
Lord & Taylor is having its biggest fashion sale of the season. And buy more, save more on select items. Must-have handbags at 25% off. Buy more, save more on men's sportswear. And buy more, save more on women's sportswear. Get 30% off on the latest men's shoes. And buy more, save more on women's shoes too. At the biggest fashion sale of the season. Sale ends Tuesday, March 25th. Get into the store or shop online. Lord & Taylor.
Introducing Honeydew's newest breakfast sandwich, a savory Western omelet topped with cheese on a freshly baked cheddar biscuit. Try this or any other delicious breakfast sandwich and get a medium hot or iced coffee for just 99 cents.
Honeydew, we've got your breakfast.
Well, this takes some tough kids. Spring sports are starting up, but of course teams are going to have a little trouble taking the field.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like we're going to get a break anytime soon. Either the ground is frozen or it's soaking wet, depending where you are. And as Jim Smith shows us, this is forcing coaches and athletic directors to get creative.
If you tried to play baseball right now here at Westwood High, the ground rules would be strange. Duck boots for running to first, as long as the geese don't mind, hip waders for stealing second, and snowshoes for right field. All thanks to a rough winter.
We got to get rid of the mud and the wet and all this water that just is going to end up pooling now for, probably like the next week or so.
For now, the baseball and softball players must share space with the lacrosse team because they have a turf field, all until it thaws out.
It certainly doesn't feel like spring sports. I mean, we got all this snow on the ground. It'll definitely kind of hinder our practice and tryout ability.
Have you taken a look at the regular fields?
Yeah, they're pretty gross, pretty muddy and sinky.
So for now, until it warms up, they might have to improvise.
How about the swim team? Do they have a shot at working? You know, if we had one in the spring, this should be perfect for them. Yeah.
So take a look here at the athletic fields at Westwood High. You see the girls' lacrosse team working out. That's the field that they normally play on. But if you look a little further over, surprise, it's the girls' softball team. The weather has been so bad that a lot of early season games might have to be rescheduled, but they think they could get through it. At Westwood High, Jim Smith, WBZ News.
Well, it has been a winter to remember or forget. It's pretty cold this morning again.
Well, I was just going to say, even beyond the conditions of the field, it's cold, and your muscles, they don't warm up as quickly out there.
You know, I just remember playing baseball back in high school, and you would make contact on a day like today. It was not a good feeling.
Oh, no.
And we look back just a couple years ago. I mean, you can expect anything this time of year in New England. 2 years ago in March, this week, 70s and 80s. 70s and 80s. Well, this week, 30s and 40s. One day we'll make it into the 50s. At least that's the first day of spring, and you really can't expect anything around here when you're in this particular part of the calendar. Coldest airs across the eastern U.S. We've got a lot of warmth across the plains with warm southerly winds, but look down the deep south, 30s and 40s. That is miserable for St. Patrick's Day for that part of the nation. It's 26 in Boston. Taunton's right at the freezing mark. Concord at 26 degrees. You might normally expect a day like today to be in the upper 40s to lower 50s. No such luck this time around. Tonight, single digits in the western suburbs. The city will stay in the teens, and the teens to around 20 for Cape Cod, the islands. This is where cloud cover is going to be a little bit more persistent as we head through tonight. Cold? Absolutely. Record cold? Not even close for tonight. The record in Boston is 5, forecasting 13. In Worcester, the record is 0. We're forecasting about 9. So we won't be breaking any of those as we get through the overnight hours. We did, however, miss this. This is the storm that was raging all throughout today. This was the third biggest snowstorm in D.C. for so late in the season. They saw over a half foot of snow. Just brought some snow showers to the south coast of Martha's Vineyard and the islands. So around here, it's just the cold we're dealing with. Tomorrow morning, sunrise, lots of it. We're looking at 6:51 for sunup and temperatures in the single digits to low teens. Midday, the good news about tomorrow is we get a lot of sun and there won't be a lot of wind. So even though it's not warm outside, 20s and 30s, it's going to feel a lot better, and there will be some coastal cloudiness, especially as you head down toward the Cape and the islands for tomorrow. Then we head toward Wednesday, a day that will start off with sunshine, but our next storm front approaches. We head through the evening. This will bring in the clouds, and then by later on in the evening, some rain showers in areas of snow. I think most of the snow is going to stay to our north. Not going to be a big winter event for us, and it will usher in some milder air, westerly winds behind that front as we head into Thursday and the start of spring. So in terms of total snow, early thoughts here. A 1 to 3, mainly northern New England. A coating to an inch may dip down into Massachusetts, but it's going to be more raindrops than anything. And then the next storm we watch is on Saturday. Now, this one, I think, certainly the track is going to change a little bit as we head through this week. There may be enough cold air around where this could become a snow event for parts of the area. We'll watch the trends this week and update you on how that one will look as we get a bit closer. So here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. The 30s tomorrow, the 40s on Wednesday, the 50s on Thursday, appropriate for the first day of spring. The equinox at 12:57 p.m. Friday looks great to end the week, and then we'll watch that Saturday storm. One thing we're very confident in, the cold is back for Sunday and Monday as we head into next week. Jack, Lisa, back to you.
All right, Eric, thank you so much. We've got an update on that story we told you about on Western Avenue. They found a suspicious package. It's only a couple blocks from our station here. Well, they've detonated that package. I guess nothing really was wrong. Everything is getting cleared up. No problem, no danger now.
Good. And that also means some of those bus routes that had to be diverted, those are going to be back on track as well.
And I go get my sandwich for dinner.
And that's the most important thing. Okay, so we go from the cold temperatures to the red-hot Bruins. And your sandwich.
And they are scorching. She's right. They are red hot.
Bruins doings, baby.
Yeah, tough to get tickets nowadays.
Which is great for the team and the fans.
You're right. Bruins, they are cruising, as Lisa said. They're going for their 9th straight win tonight when they take on the Minnesota Wild at the Garden. However, Johnny Boychuk will not be in the lineup tonight after suffering a lower body injury during Saturday's win over Carolina. Meanwhile, new Patriots cornerback Darrelle Revis toured Gillette Stadium this morning after officially signing his new contract with the team. And we here at WBZ were lucky enough to access his only on-camera interview today. And the 28-year-old said his new team's been treating him well.
I've been welcomed here with open arms by everybody in the New England Patriots organization. So I feel like I'm at home. You know, it's kind of funny, but I do feel at home, and you know, it's great people here.
Good to hear from Revis to college basketball, and let the madness begin. We have two local teams that are going dancing, Harvard and UMass. You know, it's been a long wait for the Minutemen, 16 years to be exact, and Dan Roach says that's what made Selection Sunday such a big deal for the program.
They were acting like little kids on Christmas morning. And why not? As these Minutemen punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1998.
We're truly happy and we're blessed to get a 6th seed, and we're just ready to play more games. We're happy and we just want to be around each other. People always say UMass haven't made an NCAA tournament and they haven't been for a while. So, we was tired of hearing that, and, we wanted to get back and just do some great things and bring that love back to Amherst.
My vision and view for the program when I took over 6 years ago was this night, this day, and now we have an opportunity to go play in an NCAA tournament and continue to make the state of Massachusetts proud.
UMass doesn't know its opponent just yet, as they'll face the winner of the Iowa-Tennessee first-round matchup. But one thing these Minutemen do know, as the 6th seed, they don't want to be a one-and-done team.
We're happy to be here, but it's not just that. We're never satisfied, and we're always trying to win.
It's no fluke that we're here, man. We really are a talented team. We really do work hard, and we're ready.
Well, the bottom line with this, getting that 6th seed, it feels like UMass finally got the respect it deserves. With the Minutemen here in Amherst, I'm Dan Roach, WBZ Sports.
All right, Ruchi, so the Minutemen get the winner of the first-round matchup between Iowa and Tennessee, and you can see that game right here on WBZ Friday afternoon at 2:45. Spring training we go. Red Sox hosting St. Louis, and a huge day for Grady Sizemore. The center fielder is trying to make a comeback at 3 hits and 3 runs. Also made 2 terrific catches in the outfield. What a steal he'd be if he's healthy this year. Meanwhile, Mike Napoli continues to hit the long ball, belting his 3rd homer of the spring. 3-1 shot in the 5th. Justin Pedroia also added a 2-run blast, his first. Sox win it by a score of 10-5. And the Celtics are right back in action tonight in Dallas after losing their 4th straight last night in New Orleans. There you go. That's sports for now. You guys fill out your brackets yet?
No. You?
Not yet. No, but I will.
She's good. She's better at it than I am. Thank you, Steve. CBS Evening News coming up in a moment at 6:30.
And Scott Pelley joins us live from New York now with a preview. Scott?
Lisa, Jack, great to be with you in Boston. As of this hour, the missing Malaysia Airlines jet is the longest missing commercial airliner in history, a little over 10 days at this point. Seth Doan is out in the search area. Bob Orr is working on the investigation. We will have all the very latest on this aviation mystery coming up in about 10 minutes on the CBS Evening News.
Thank you, Scott. Still to come tonight, opening doors on the tee with a ring. How many people will be sporting the new accessory when we come back?
CBS Tonight. America's greatest weapon.
We get it. You have a chip in your brain. You're amazing.
Meets the world's youngest hacker.
I'm a genius. A criminal genius. You want an autograph?
To stop a terrorist.
This is the cyber attack we've all been afraid of. We're on the brink of a nuclear event.
Don't just give up?
We're not giving up. Josh Holloway stars. We live in a world where one person and a computer has the power to end the world or save it. New intelligence. CBS Tonight. Catch up online or on demand.
Cambridge Eye Doctors is now VisionWorks. Get 2 complete pairs for $99 or 2 pairs of no-line bifocals for $179. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you. VisionWorks.
Get ready. Wherever spring finds you, a Subaru with symmetrical all-wheel drive can help you enjoy it. Get ready for spring and a brand new Subaru Outback. Awarded Top Safety Pick Plus by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Drive home a brand new Subaru Outback. Well equipped for only $23,795. Plus, get 0% financing for up to 36 months. Get a great deal and go love spring. In your own backyard, your incredible state university system, 9 institutions, 300 academic programs, more than 50,000 students, 10,000 degrees awarded annually. In the past 5 years, 5,000 science and technology degrees, 4,000 healthcare degrees, 11,000 teaching degrees. 84% of graduates stay in Massachusetts, building the innovation economy for tomorrow's Commonwealth, for tomorrow's you.
When you're looking for American-made quality and style at a price you can afford,
it has to be Bernie and Phil's.
Right now, the price on our floor is the price to your door on all made-in-America items. We'll pay your tax. We'll pay for your delivery. From our floor to your door. Not 1 penny more.
It has to be Bernie and Phil's.
Bernie and Phil, quality comes
Toyota #1 for everyone national sales event. Toyota is #1 in what matters most to everyone, value. Now we're making you #1 with nationwide savings. Get a lowest ever $178 a month lease on an all-wheel drive RAV4 with no cost maintenance included. Or get a #1 deal on an all-wheel drive RAV4 with 1.9 for $60. #1 for everyone ends March 31st. Toyota. Let's go places.
Cambridge Eye Doctors is now VisionWorks. At VisionWorks, we accept any valid prescription, so you can see any eye doctor and still get our great selection and value. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you.
Massachusetts is now ready to fire the contractor that built the healthcare website. State leaders are now negotiating to drop CGI from the project. The state will now try to find a new vendor to fix the site. It will not be scrapping the entire program and starting over, though. Massachusetts has already paid CGI close to $16 million. It's unclear right now if it can get any of that money back.
A new addition is coming to the Franklin Park Zoo. It's a new section geared specifically to younger children called Nature's Neighborhoods. The new section will help kids and their parents understand how their neighborhoods are connected to animals and their habitats. The zoo is now raising more than just the project because it's going to cost more than $6.5 million.
This costs much less. Some MBTA riders will soon be sporting new jewelry. The makers of the Sesame Ring are shipping out their first batch of rings. These rings have a special chip in them that acts like a Charlie card. Owners will be able to use the rings to pay their fare. These creations the creators launched their project on the website Kickstarter. The rings are going out to roughly 1,000 people who in those early days invested in the project. How easy.
As in open sesame.
Exactly.
Hey, we're going to talk about this continuation of miserable weather.
Right. Only we're going to try to put a somewhat sunnier face on it. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with great leases and low financing on a new Honda. Visit shophonda.com or visit your local Honda dealer.
Sunbrella is the most cleanable fabric we've ever offered. In my opinion, it's the most durable upholstery fabric in the world. And it comes in hundreds of styles and colors, resists stains and fading. You can even clean it with bleach, and it's only at Jordan's.
A man pioneers a way to see the unseen. Radar, forever providing safer journeys. The Mazda 6 uses radar in its available class-exclusive suite of 7 safety features for greater confidence behind the wheel. Introducing the Mazda 6. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2014 Mazda 6 Sport for $199 a month for 36 months.
With all La Quinta's peppy people packing on the perks and pampering. How's your rep, Steve?
Love it. Good meeting, Steve.
You know what salesman Steve Hatfield does? He brings home the bacon.
Daddy's home.
La Quinta Inns and Suites. Book your next successful stay at LQ.com.
When you have a problem like cancer, you want to know, what does that mean for me?
At the Dana-Farber Brigham and Women's Cancer Center, we want to make sure that we give you state-of-the-art treatment that's very specific for your cancer.
We look at your cancer and we think, maybe we can train your immune system to go after the cancer. We understand the genes that make cancers go.
The radiation dose that you receive is your dose, sculpted to the shape of your cancer.
Right now you have cancer, but what your cancer doesn't know is that you have us.
Dana-Farber Brigham and Women's Cancer Center. Let's take the first step together.
Based on a real car insurance claim. Really.
I was just sitting there in my little car, and a street sweeper started sweeping me down the street.
AAA can't control who or what's on the road with you, but we can promise you fast, personal service and a smart approach to car insurance that can save you a whole lot of money. Really.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
How much can you save? Get a quote from AAA today.
Don't miss the Home Show, March 21st through 23rd at Patriot Place in Foxborough at the Dana-Farber Fieldhouse. Plenty of free parking. Get special deals on all your home improvement needs and so much more. This Home Show has it all. Details at newenglandhomeshows.com.
Don't miss the Bach Honda Spring into a Honda sales event at one of our 2 great locations. Bach Honda on the Auto Mile, Route 1 in Norwood, or Bach Honda West on Littleton Road in Westford, Mass. Drive home a brand new Honda Civic for just $39 per month. That's That's right, lease a brand new Honda Civic for just $39 per month. 2 great Bach Honda locations, 1 legendary low Bach Honda price.
Great now at Jordan's with any Sombrella sofa or sectional. You'll get a free spring cleaning from our friends the Maids. The industry leader, voted Best of Boston from Boston Magazine. It's a $400 value, yours free. Sofas start at just $7.99.
Now celebrating St. Patrick's Day at City Hall Plaza today. Chilly or not, a dance company from Brighton and Roxbury performed after Mayor Walsh raised the Irish flag. Walsh's parents emigrated from Ireland in the 1950s.
And this was a St. Patrick's Day treat for the kids at Franciscan Hospital. That's the Boston Police Gaelic column of pipes and drums, and they marched through the hospital this morning. As you can imagine, this is a very busy day for the column, but its members always start their St. Patrick's Day with that special performance.
And Cardinal Sean O'Malley marked St. Patrick's Day with a noontime mass at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross. O'Malley blessed and gave out shamrocks. St. Patrick is the patron saint of the Boston Archdiocese.
But no warm weather to go along with the holiday.
No, well, the step dancing came in use because it kept you warm on the streets today. Tonight, back in the single digits, and teens tomorrow, better. All right, so less wind, sunshine, 30s, 40s on Wednesday, 50s on Thursday, moving in the right direction. And then just don't look at the forecast after Friday.
That's right, we just block. You can do the dancing at 11.
Right, back we go.
I've been practicing my step
I
dancing.
can see that in your office.
Or was it the green beard dragging? One or the other I've been doing. But not tonight. We got a busy night ahead of us. We'll be back at 11 o'clock.
We'll see you then. Have a great night.